Hello, everyone. It's Cami Bamey again, and I am thrilled with this next segment. I'm here today with Rob McFadden, president of Veridian Network. Hi, Rob.
Hello.
So, Rob, this is one of my favorite topics. Do you know what we're talking about today?
Well, if it's one of your favorite topics, it's got to be about the 5 core beliefs.
It is. You are such an amazing steward of this concept in Veridian, and I know you're passionate about the 5 core beliefs and how important they are for anyone building a business. So first off, before we talk about the individual beliefs, why don't you just tell me a little bit, why is it so important that people build belief?
Well, I've never met anybody that's been successful at anything that they didn't believe in. And so when you get involved in the path and the journey in direct sales, you have to have an understanding of why you're doing it. And so to believe in that purpose and to believe in that mission is core to your entire success. And so the 5 core beliefs have been summarized to really help people focus in and hone in on what it is that they need to pay attention to in order to build a long, profitable, successful business.
All right, fantastic. So let's start talking about these beliefs on a high level, and then we'll drill down with each one of them. So the first one I've heard you talk about is building belief in the industry of direct selling, or I know I've heard you talk about it as a profession of direct selling. So how is it that somebody can build a belief, or what are the main reasons that somebody should feel proud of and have belief in being a part of that profession?
Well, if you think about it, no doctor is going to be involved in the medical industry without having a belief that he's doing the right thing or she's doing the right thing. And so when someone gets involved in the profession of direct sales or becomes a professional network marketer, it's because they have built and established and are growing a belief in this profession. And so it is easy to look back and say, you know what? I want to be involved in a profession that most Fortune 500 companies are taking a serious look at the fact that a lot of Fortune 500 companies and a lot of blue chip stock companies are taking a look at relationship marketing as a viable medium to market their goods and services. And so it's been around for decades, and it's widely accepted as one of the most successful marketing models that has ever been created. $32 billion worth of products get sold annually in this profession. There's more than 16 million independent reps in this profession. In fact, there's more than 13,000 people that become professional network marketers or step into this industry, into the profession of relationship marketing every single week. So be proud of the fact that you are part of a growing and expanding and more respected profession than virtually any other profession that's going on right now. Direct sales is where it's at.
Absolutely. It's a huge and growing industry. And a follow-up to that question, just you yourself, you have such a strong background in this industry. What has being a part of direct selling afforded you personally in your life?
Well, I think more importantly than what it's afforded me is it's what it's afforded me to give to my family. And so I know that ultimately my family has benefited greatly by my introduction to this space. I have grown a passion and a love for the profession of network marketing, and that's been cultivated over the last 18 years. When I got involved, and I remember the first time I was sitting in front of a whiteboard watching somebody draw circles. I was young. I was only 22 at the time, and I remember sitting there looking, going, I can do that. And I remember I got chills right now just talking about it. I remember the emotion and the feeling that I felt when I watched somebody talk about how I could leverage the time and the talents of other people around me, help them get what they wanted, and I in turn would win. I still remember the moment that I fell in love with this industry.
Awesome. Thank you. So looking at this in a little bit more detail, the next belief is the company. You know, having a belief in the company you are a part of and that you've chosen to join. So why can people, or how can people build belief in Veridian?
Well, I think it's easy to build belief in something when you can see the history. Hindsight, we've all heard, is 20/20. And if you look back at the history of Veridian, we're still a young company. And as a young company, we have changed an industry. By the industry, or the industry which I refer is the energy deregulation industry. We have created a category. Veridian, at its core, changed an entire trend in this space. So now there are all the future competitors that are coming in. I can't literally identify one that does not have a green value proposition. That is amazing, because prior to Veridian, you either competed on green or you competed on price. There was no convergence of the two. And when Michael recognized the fact that there was an unserviced community there, he deliberately and very calculated created a space that I don't think at the time he realized how impactful that would be. And so for someone to look at Veridian, they can say, look, this is a company that not only was started with the right core values, they weren't manufactured or contrived to compete in a space that was created. They were an innovator in the beginning, created a category, and then subsequently have become a category leader. That, to me, is the best recipe for belief in the company.
Awesome. And I want to actually ask a follow-up on this one too, Rob, and get a little personal here, because I know that you have personally made some major changes and sacrifices to be a part of Veridian. And I guess share a little bit what changes you made in your life to join this company and why.
Oh, wow. Can I count that high? I know that when I was first introduced to Michael, he sought out the best of the best in the industry. And when he came across me for this particular facet of the company, he focused on me and he kept after me. And in fact, when I actually flew out to meet with him, I had a job offer on my email before I landed back in Salt Lake City. And so it was not an easy decision to uproot my family. I took my wife and 6 children, and we had to uproot, sell our home. We had to change schools. We had to find new doctors. We had to do all of that. And that's not a simple process, nor was it one that I was looking to do. And so both personally, professionally, and with my family, as well as my business life, this was a complete deviation from what my life had entailed at the time. But I can tell you in hindsight, it was the best decision professionally that I've ever made, and my children and wife are flourishing. So it's been a blessing on every level.
That's so great to hear. Thanks for sharing that. It really is an exciting company to be a part of. So I think the third belief, product, is pretty straightforward and pretty simple. But why don't you talk a little bit about how the product, Affordably Green Energy, is something that you can build a belief in?
Well, you're right. I'll make this answer very simple. Everybody consumes our product. There is not a soul that doesn't indirectly or directly benefit or use our product on a regular basis, both business and residential. And so to have a product that everybody has to consume it's almost like making air a direct selling product, or making water something that you sell through a direct selling channel and it's the only place you can get it. It's quite a beautiful product to be associated with when you can tell somebody, look, by switching to Veridian, you're not only benefiting yourself in the fact that you have the opportunity to save some money on your own personal bills, but you're also benefiting the environment as a whole, because you're now consuming greener, cleaner, more responsibly created energy. But most importantly, you're also benefiting my business, and we're friends. We support each other, and you're going to benefit my business, and that means a lot to me, so thank you. And to have somebody have that big of a win-win-win, I don't know of a better product that you could possibly have than Affordably Green Energy.
I think it's why everybody says at the end, why wouldn't you? I mean, it's really the only question left to answer. That's a pretty simple one to build belief in, I think. So, all right. So now if somebody's sitting there and they've got belief in the profession they've chosen to join, they believe that Veridian is the right company to choose to be a part of, and they believe in the product, Affordably Green Energy, the next thing is really the team that they choose to work with. And I know that this also is a personal one for you, because you know so many of the leaders in our field. Talk a little bit about the teams that have developed in Veridian and why somebody should have belief in working with them.
Well, I'll answer this one. This is probably the easiest answer, and the easiest answer is your team starts with you. So if you want a great team, then be a great leader. If you want to be a part of a great team, then be a great leader. If you want your team to grow and develop and be successful, then show them how to do that by being a good leader. A team, in a nutshell, starts with you. I don't care which team you land in. There's a lot of teams out there in Veridian that are building very successful, very sustainable, very profitable, growing businesses in our company. Your team starts with you.
Awesome. Which I think leads us directly into the fifth and final belief, which is a belief in yourself. Often, I think, one of the hardest for people to develop. But how do you recommend people develop a belief in themselves?
Well, I would say that this is, surprisingly, this was, when we did a survey, this was the one belief that people struggled with the most. And that's belief in one's ability to create a sustainable business or profitable business. But I can tell you, the belief in yourself comes down to two things. When you learn the talent or the skill of service, you win. So when you put yourself aside, you put your own goals aside. Now, granted, you've written down your goals and you know where you're headed and you know why you're doing Veridian. But ultimately, when you put those goals, just set them to the side, and you look at your team and you focus on your team and you say, okay, what does this person need to hit their goal? And you go through your orientations with them and you sit down and you find out what your team wants to achieve personally. If you help them achieve it, not ever do it for them, but you help them achieve their goals, you automatically win. So your ability to create belief in yourself is 100% developed through your ability to help others achieve what they need. And you will be surprised what the end outcome of that is.
Yeah, and I think we're a company full of stories of associates who have taken one step and made one accomplishment, reached one milestone, and just continue to build belief and confidence in themselves over time. It really is incredible what this profession can do for people individually. So, Rob, any closing thoughts that you would have as you think about helping associates build belief in each of these 5 areas?
Be present. There is no better way to build belief than being present. If you boil this business down into simple steps and you follow those simple steps and you're present on calls, you're present at meetings, you go to invites to either do one-on-one orientations with your team, 3-way call, go to a local team meeting, go to a cross-line meeting, go to a big corporate event. You should never miss a corporate event. Everybody that's listening to my voice right now should make a commitment to never miss a corporate event. You should always show up at a corporate event, and you should come branded in Veridian. Those are 2 core cultural trends that should happen in everybody's business. You should make a commitment to always be at a company event and show up branded with Veridian because you're proud to be a part of this company. So in a nutshell, to build your belief, it comes down to the simple phrase of be present.
Fantastic. Thank you, Rob. I really appreciate you sharing your thoughts today with all of us. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Cammie. It's been my pleasure. And to all of you listening, good luck. I look forward to seeing you at the next big event.